Sixers fans, welcome back. This is take 3 because iPhone storage, I don't want to talk about it. I don't have enough. I'm not going to spend more money to get storage. You know what, Steve Jobs, if you're still out there somewhere on some deserted island, I have a bone to pick with you. Please comment on this YouTube video. What's up, guys? Don't overreact. The Sixers lose after 7 games straight winning. We finally lose one. This is my third take, so it's not going to be as enthusiastic, but I do want to sit down and talk about it. Expected a Tobias Harris video, like trade situation scenario type thing later on tomorrow, maybe a couple days later. I do have a lot I want to talk about with that, but I don't want to make that in this video. This video is going to be more of a reaction video on the Hornets game. It was an ugly game for the majority of it, and then my bone to pick with Steve Jobs is equal to my bone to pick with Doc Rivers because that man is so incapable of coaching an NBA basketball team in 2022 that I would love to sit down and talk about it. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. Get me to 2K subs. That's the goal here, ladies and germs. That's the goal. I think we can do it. I think we can do it together. Let's talk about it. Look, I'm not going to sit here and scream at all these problems that the Sixers have. The Sixers team, we know what it is. You know, we know this Sixers team is a potential top 4 team in the Eastern Conference, but Embiid has to be at an extremely high peak. He is not. We're not going to win games with him out, and we are not very good with him out of the lineup at any point. And even with Embiid, we have a peak where we have a ceiling, I should say, that is not championship bound. For as long as the team looks the way it is right now, we are not a championship team. So, we can't be surprised when we lose games like this against a pretty good team that came in a lot more energetic than us and that wanted to win the game more than us. It didn't help that officiating was really, really bad tonight. I mean, it was some of the worst I've seen in a couple of weeks, I could say, because they were killing our momentum at every single turn. Every single time the Sixers looked like they were building something, the officiating came in and just pooped on it. And none of the calls I would say I would agree with. And then they would let a lot go for the Hornets. So Embiid struggled early on when it came to turnovers because he just wasn't getting the calls. I mean, he was getting hacked hard, a lot, all night long. And they were not calling anything, but then they would be on the other end calling offensive fouls on him that were just cheesy ticky-tack calls that I just did not agree with. An out-of-bounds call was another one I didn't really love, but you know what? Whatever. I tweeted out earlier tonight that Danny Green, you change his name, you give him a different name. You take away his name recognition, and that man is not an NBA player. He is not a rotational player. He is just, it's not it anymore. Danny Green doesn't have it anymore. He's not a dude that should be starting on contending teams. He's not a guy who should be getting 20 minutes a night at all. Sincerely. I appreciate Danny Green for his year last year, but his drop-off this year has been wild. We need to play Isaiah Joe more, and this is going to lead me into a Doc Rivers tangent much quicker than I was expecting, but why not get into it now? He is the worst. He's the worst. Why can't Philadelphia find a good coach? Why is it so hard for us to find a good coach? I just don't get it. The fact that he doesn't play Isaiah Joe all night long, despite Isaiah having 18 points in 19 minutes under Dan Burke, I mean, no surprise there. Isaiah Joe's been playing well when he has the opportunity. But yeah, we're going to put out Danny Green out there who literally cannot guard a fly and cannot shoot for shit anymore. And then in the fourth quarter, because he has this one time in a 2-minute span in a game 3 weeks ago where he put 2 bigs in a lineup and it happened to work for 3 minutes that night, he's going to think that he's some genius, egotistical maniac now, and he's going to put out Andre Drummond and Joel Embiid on the court for 6.5 minutes in the fourth quarter. Dude, what the fuck are you doing, Doc Rivers? Seriously. What the hell do you think our offense is going to do with Tobias Harris at the 3, Andre Drummond at the 4, and Joel Embiid at the 5? Were you not aware of the Al Horford days? Al Horford is 50 times better at that specific thing than Andre Drummond is, and he never did well. So what the hell makes you think Andre Drummond's going to come in and do something? It's crazy. Seriously crazy. His rotations are absolutely putrid night in and night out. He is constantly so far out of the realm of understanding what's going on within the game and who's playing well and who's hot that it is crazy to me. Crazy. Let's try and make it as hard as we can for our best player, Joel Embiid, to score in the paint. Yeah, let's put Tobias Harris and Andre Drummond in there too. Dude, how do you expect to score against the zone especially when you have Andre Drummond at the 5, Embiid at the 4, and Tobias Harris anywhere near the court. I don't know. Doc Rivers is so stupid. Literally one of the stupidest dudes that could possibly be coaching this team. Just the fact that he doesn't play guys who are so much better than the dudes that he's playing just because of age, it's crazy. I think it's just such an ego thing for Doc Rivers. It's infuriating to me. But on the bright side, hey, Embiid has his 8th straight 30-plus point game. That was awesome. I was cheering for that at the end of the game. Kind of the only reason I was watching it towards the end. I mean, I watch every game towards the end, but that was a little bit more of a push. I would also love to say that, in synopsis, Danny Green should not be on this team. He should not be playing. He should be a guy who's on the bench. Just completely warm up on the bench all night long. And Tobias Harris is a walking, inefficient 17 points on a nightly basis where I am absolutely tired of seeing him play basketball. I don't care anymore. I got in this big argument on Twitter because he was like, I bet you if they trade Tobias Harris, the Sixers don't make the playoffs, which is got to be the dumbest thing I've ever seen because that dude clearly doesn't watch Sixers basketball. Because if you watch Sixers basketball, you are very aware that Tobias Harris is legitimately an offensive run stopper in the worst possible way. He can't shoot. He's shooting under 30% from 3. He is probably the worst defender on the team, which says so much because we have Furkan Korkmaz and Seth Curry on the team. And Danny Green, who literally is as good as a CYO player. And Tobias Harris just bricks and bricks and bricks constantly. I'm seeing him shoot 40% under from the field game after game. It's excruciating. I'm tired of watching him play basketball. I hope nothing but the best for him, but elsewhere. I could make a video tomorrow on 10 players I would rather want to have that are maybe available for the Sixers than Tobias Harris. And I legitimately cannot wait until the moment I don't have to watch him play basketball for the 76ers anymore and where I don't have to have Ben Simmons sitting for nothing. So, hey, until next time, guys, not the end of the world. Sixers are still okay, I guess. Peace.